women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversations, man. I appreciate you guys. So Spence and Crawford grosses $77 million, right? And everyone's celebrating 650,000 buys. I say they left a lot of meat on the bone. It was no promotion. It wasn't even any YouTube commercial. If you guys can vouch, there was no YouTube commercials for this fight. There was no Instagram promotion for this fight, right? Those are the only two apps that I use in terms of social media. And it's sad. You understand what I'm saying? People may say it's good. It did half the business of Tank and what you call it. But if Ryan Garcia made 30 million and then you say Earl and Crawford made 30 million, everybody's lying. But y'all fall for anything. But I love breaking down numbers. Because I love myself for never having a middleman. I don't have many middlemen. I partner up with people on projects. So what I'm saying is, if you're an expert at something, I hire you for this project. I'm not hiring you forever. It's on an a la carte basis. But fighters will learn in the long run, and they will realize how much money they're literally giving away, millions upon millions. So let's say Showtime, right? Showtime has to get a cut of the 77 million, 650,000. So you guys can see. Let's go to calculator. Let's go to a calculator. Oh man, I just want a calculator, dog. 84.99 times 650,000. That's the median between 600 and 700,000, right? Oh, 1, 2, 3 equals. Here's what you got. Here's what you have, so you guys can see it. And I like just breaking down the real numbers. I'm a real numbers kind of guy. I'm literally at home right now doing my payroll, bankroll, rents, and all that. It's the first Friday of the month. So I'm literally doing that right now. So this is how much they grossed in pay-per-view if you chose the median. But the median between 600 and 700,000 is 650,000. So that's 55 million. You see that? Plus the $21 million gate. So I just rounded up to 77 million. Do you guys see that? Now we can have the conversation. I want you to understand how fighters get raped, robbed, destroyed, but I'm the bad guy. Okay. Showtime has to get paid. Typically, they make. Bob Arum said 30%, right? Richard Schaefer says half. Okay. So 30% of 77 million is what? 75. So you take away 25, right? That's 33%, right? So you're around about $50 million. So you take 30% and you hand that to Showtime. Now you have $50 million, right? Whatever their cuts are is whatever their cuts is, right? Now, each fighter has to pay 12%. 3% of the 3%. Actually, let me back up. The commission gets 10% of the gate. I don't know if y'all knew that. 8 to 10% of the Vegas is typically 10%. Big fights, Vegas gets 10% of the gate. So if it's 20 million, that means they got 18 million, right? And if you take away 10% of a million, that means they gross 17.9. 18.9. So the gate made 18.9. So now you're dealing with 19 million plus 55 million. That's down to 75 million. You take away 33. Let's go round off to 33%. So we have even numbers, right? So now you have $50 million to play with, right? Now, let's be clear. TGB has to get his cut. Al Heyman is disguised by TGB. TGB has to get paid. The promotional budget has to get paid back. That may be a part of Showtime. But what you do have to pay is the sanctioning bodies. Each fighter has to pay 12%, plus their fees to Al Heyman, plus their fees to their team, plus their fees to their trainer. And then Uncle Sam cuts half. It's a great way to make a living, but you got to understand every dollar. And that's why all these 80% of all professional athletes will be living a paycheck 5 years after retirement. 80%. I don't give a fuck what sport you play. The data is there because you're going to live in this tax bracket and you're not making in the income to pay the taxes. You can't afford to pay $30,000 a year on a mansion. You can't. Anyways, man, y'all have a beautiful day. I just thought I would bring some reality to this, because if Ryan Garcia made $30 million as the B side on 1.2 million, how the hell can Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford make 30 million? They got to pay out so much. Remember, there was no belts on the line for Tank and Ryan, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. That was a circus. But there's a reason. So people were celebrating it. I say no. I say they controlled the opposition. It was controlled opposition. But these fighters, Crawford, Spence, and all these other pay-per-view fighters will not understand until they become me, until they become a civilian, a father, an uncle, a community member, and they realize, how the hell did Steven Espinosa's boss, the Redstones, get all this money off me and I ran all these miles? I took a beating, but they get 30% off the top. Richard Schaefer says half. Y'all can go check my interviews. Bob Arum says 30%. I'm really interested. Maybe I don't have time to call him, but maybe I'll call Bob. I don't know. I'm not inspired to, but I think it's important that we understand real numbers. And all you 18, 19-year-old fighters, get you an app. Run everything through your app. If you become an elite fighter, run everything through your app. You are in charge. That's why I was telling when Errol Spence called, and why you didn't call me? I could have put the fight together. We could have ran it through an app. Oh, Fred, you can't do that. YouTube does it. Oh, Fred, you can't do that. DAZN does it. Oh, Fred, you can't do that. Showtime does it. We ordered the fight through an app. We could have called the fight. We could have called that Spence versus Crawford pay-per-view. Not only would have 650,000 people, right? But you would have had them forever. All the people that ordered, now they're on your email list. Now you can send out deals for shirts. Oh, now the shirts are half off because the fight is over. Take an additional 10% off if you order within the next 24 hours. Then you get rid of your merch. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm going to do when Kennedy gets married and or go to college. I'm going to have absolute freedom when Kennedy gets married. My daughter is not leaving my house until she gets married. I don't know how y'all raise your kids, but it goes hand to hand. It goes from father to husband. It don't go from father, you run wild in these streets and become a modern woman and gain 40 pounds, fall in love with Hollywood, want to be an actress, and then you get 35 and want to settle down. Nah. That's not how it works in the Hawthorne household. You know what I mean? I'm going to hold my daughter's hand until a great man comes and wants to marry her. Simply put, I don't believe in letting your kid go wild at 18. No, and then they broke, no credit. Y'all letting y'all daughters run wild, broke, no credit, no car, in college debt. So what do? They do what they do best. Y'all figure it out. Anyways, man, but as I digress, if they would have had their own app, the same way Showtime will send you, I don't know if they do, but they send you updates about new shows, and I get it on the Zone. I get it on the Zone a lot. Um, let's check my email. My subscription is coming to an end next month, but let's see. Let me check my email so y'all can. I want to see who's emailed me this week. Redfin, my dentist, Matchroom Boxing. Matchroom Boxing sends me an email. Vimeo, so on and so forth. So yeah, Matchroom sends me an email, but I'm sure I got something from the Zone. Oh, the Zone sends me updates to my phone, right? That's what it does. The Zone sends me updates to my phone, not to my email. Imagine Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford had 650,000 people, and they could send updates to their phone. We started in camp, you know what I mean? And then Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford became business partners. Put Steven Espinosa out of business. Put Al Heyman, Bob Arum out of business. But no! But I'm leaving in 38 minutes to go inspire. I'm finishing my... I see all this. I don't want to... I got all this paperwork right here I got to go through. You know what I mean? What is this? Oh, yeah. Paperwork I got to go through. You know what I mean? Just, it is what it is, man. I am my middleman. I do the extra work. I'll do the paperwork. I'm not paying no one $100,000 a year to do this paperwork for me. I can invest that $100,000 and turn in $300,000. I'm just saying. But middlemen rule the world. Middlemen man. Listen, in the music industry, in the acting industry, and in the sports industry, y'all paying y'all middlemen too much money, and I stand on that. And Crawford and Spence, it's impossible for them to get $25 million each because these are the real numbers. I'm just saying, I love them both. I've my affinity for Crawford has grown more, but I'm not gonna sit and... How the hell Ryan Garcia get 30 million as the B side and Crawford get 30 million as the B side, and they did half the business with the promotional company, with someone overlooking the real numbers? Don't make sense, man. Anyways, y'all have a beautiful day. But these fighters get destroyed, man. You got to give these belts 12%. They may have negotiated down, I'm sure, maybe. But 12%? Each fighter, that's 8 fees. It ain't you pay the fees. Oh my gosh. It ain't like if it's undisputed, we drop it down to 1.5% because it's for undisputed and it's excessive. No. And the commission gets 10% of the gate. I'm willing to bet fighters didn't even know that the commission gets 10% of the gate in Las Vegas. 8 to 10%. Big fights, 10%. My gosh. Barbershop Conversations, man. Hit the subscribe button. I'm gone. Peace.